During our divorce mediation, my ex-husband's lawyer said, "My client deserves half of everything since his wife contributes nothing financially." I signed the papers and said, "He's absolutely right. Splitting $0 should be pretty easy." What that lawyer didn't know was that I had my own business I'd been running quietly for 3 years. Ryan always thought I just did crafts in the garage as a hobby, making little wooden signs and painted decorations. He'd roll his eyes whenever he walked past my workbench, calling it my little art project, while he watched TV in his underwear, eating chips. The truth was, I'd been selling custom furniture pieces online, mostly to rich people who wanted unique stuff for their beach houses. I started small, just refinishing old dressers I found at yard sales. But word spread fast on Instagram, and suddenly, I had waiting lists. The garage became my workshop, and I was making more in a month than Ryan made at his warehouse job. But here's the thing, I kept everything separate. My business account, my tools, even my delivery truck was registered under my maiden name. Ryan never bothered asking about my day or what I was working on. When packages arrived, he assumed they were craft supplies. When I left early in the morning to deliver furniture, he thought I was just going to coffee with friends. The divorce started when I caught him texting his coworker Ashley about meeting up after work. When I confronted him, he laughed and said I was being paranoid, that I should focus on finding a real job instead of snooping through his phone. That night, while he snored next to me, I made a decision. I hired the best divorce lawyer in town, paid her retainer with money from my furniture business, and started documenting everything. Ryan's drinking, his late nights, his complete lack of contribution to housework. I even installed a camera in the living room after he denied ever bringing Ashley over. During mediation, Ryan strutted in wearing his only decent shirt, acting like he was doing me a favor by only asking for half. His lawyer kept emphasizing how Ryan was the breadwinner, how I'd contributed nothing to the household income. They had no idea I'd made $43,000 last year just from my hobby. When they slid the papers across the table, listing all of Ryan's assets that would be split 50-50, I almost laughed. His beat-up truck, his credit card debt, his collection of empty beer bottles. The lawyer looked so smug when he said splitting $0 should be easy. That's when my lawyer placed a folder on the table. "My client's business records for the past 3 years," she said calmly. Ryan's face went white as he flipped through bank statements, tax returns, client contracts. 43,000 last year, 38 the year before, 26 my first year. "What the hell is this?" Ryan stammered, looking at receipts for a delivery truck I'd bought 6 months earlier. "You bought a truck? With what money?" "The money I made while you were busy telling me to get a real job," I replied, signing my name on the final page. "Don't worry though, you still get half of your assets." I calculated it myself. Half of negative $2,000 in credit card debt comes to negative $1,000. "I'll let you keep it all as a gift." Ryan jumped up so fast his chair fell over. "This is insane. You can't hide money like that." But my lawyer was already shaking hands with his, explaining that everything I'd done was completely legal since we'd been living separately for 6 months. Walking out of that office, I felt lighter than I had in years. My phone buzzed with a text from my biggest client, asking if I could make matching nightstands for a house in Malibu. I typed back yes, thinking about how Ryan was probably driving home in his broken down truck, realizing he'd have to figure out how to pay his own bills for the first time in 5 years.